guys, hope you're doing very well, and in today's video I am going to be reacting to your guys' unpopular tattoo opinions. I got this idea or inspiration from a beauty guru, beauty video YouTuber, Samantha Ravendell. It came up in my subscriptions and I was like, oh my god, I need to do this on your guys' unpopular tattoo opinions. She did it on unpopular opinions about beauty gurus, but I thought I'd do it about tattoos because that's like the content that I make anyway. So I did one of those question things on Instagram a few days ago, and I said that I'd keep it anonymous, so you guys don't have anyone coming at you, hating on you and stuff. So there's going to be no pictures or anything up here. I want to keep it all anonymous. Okay, so the first one I want to read is kids need to stop with the face tattoos. And I agree with this, kind of, sort of, maybe. It depends, right? So my opinion on this is I'm all for face tattoos. Obviously, I love them. I want one of my own, probably just like a sideburn one eventually. I don't know, I'm still thinking about it because it is a big commitment. It's case by case situation, to be honest with you, but I can see what this person is saying. Like, I honestly do think some people are getting face tattoos because it's like the cool thing to do at the moment without putting too much thought in it. They probably do think about it, but like, you have to put a lot of thought into getting a face tattoo because, well, yeah, you can get it lasered off and stuff like that, but I don't know, maybe I'm just too old, alright? I'm nearly 30. That's maybe what I feel, but yeah, I feel like people are rushing into it too much because it is like the cool thing to do. But you know, there are definitely young people out there that have definitely thought about it, so it's not everyone. I'm obsessed and love ignorant style tattoos. They're just as good as any other tattoo. I kind of agree with that. So if you don't know what ignorant tattoo style is, it's basically a tattoo done professionally, but it looks messy and done like it hasn't been done professionally, if that makes any sense. Sometimes the designs are like really tacky and stuff like that. I kind of like it, I'm down for it, so I'm with you on that. If someone has the teardrop on their face means they killed someone, such a stupid term. Yeah, I think that's like half true nowadays. I think back in few hundred years, like 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, if you had a teardrop on your face, it meant you killed someone. How true is that? I don't know, but I feel like people just do it now to be cool. Like they actually haven't killed someone. Okay, so this one's a good one to discuss. One doesn't need, I love that, one doesn't need, very posh. One doesn't need to be plastered in tattoos before getting something on the hands. Now, you guys know my opinions on this. I believe that you need a nice handful of tattoos before you get visible tattoos. Just because you don't know if you like being tattooed, again, with careers and stuff like that. Like, there's so many different reasons as to why a person should maybe hold out on getting a hand tattoo. I can see how someone thinks that it shouldn't be a thing. Like, times have changed, tattoos are more acceptable everywhere you go now. You see people with hand tattoos, neck tattoos, face tattoos. Like, it's not horrific. It's not shocking anymore. But a few years ago, even like 5-10 years ago, hand tattoos were like quite an extreme thing, but now it's just like everyone has one. Well, not everyone, but trash polka is so ugly. I can understand why people think trash polka is ugly or unaesthetically pleasing because of the style of it. It's an acquired taste. In my opinion, it's very artsy. Would I get a trash polka piece myself? No, it's just not something for me. But yeah, it's definitely a personal preference. I hate the trend of getting a bunch of tiny tattoos all over their body. Example, Miley Cyrus. I don't know if I'm gonna piss anyone off, but I kind of agree with that. But this is coming from someone who loves big, artsy pieces. I do love, you know, palm-sized tattoos, which isn't really a big piece, but I don't know, I just like palm-sized traditional, realism, neo-traditional. Like, I love art within tattoos, and I feel like getting loads of tiny single needle micro tattoos, it's just something I personally wouldn't do. Does it mean I hate people that do it? No, absolutely not. At the end of the day, it's your body. But from my eyes, you know, everyone has something that they like and they don't like, and I personally just don't like that. You know, it's not the end of the world. Getting a portrait is never a good idea. They always look creepy. I'm gonna say that you have to go to a very good tattoo artist to get a portrait tattoo. Otherwise, yeah, they look fucked up. They don't look good. They always look like a foot or something like that, so I kind of agree with that. Oh, I love this one. Just because an artist has been working for so and so many years doesn't make them good. I agree with this so hard, it's not even funny, okay? Like, I have come across artists that have been working for literally 2-3 years and they are freaking amazing. Like, they are just out of this world, so talented. And then there's artists that have been tattooing for 30 years, 40 years, and they're not that good. They're not, you know, it's just average work or really poor work, and that's probably down to like the way they learn. And you know, when you do something for so long, you get stuck in your ways, you don't want to learn any new techniques and stuff like that. So it's definitely, you know, that's the kind of old school tradition of tattooing. Without these artists, tattooing wouldn't be where it is today. So, you know, I'm not gonna bash them or anything, but I agree with this statement so much. I mean, obviously there is artists out there that have been tattooing for very long and they are good. And it works the same, you know, someone that's been tattooing for 2 or 3 years could be really bad. It works both ways. Tattoos don't suit everybody. I'm trying to think if I ever seen someone and thought, ooh, why are you tattooed? I don't think I have. No, but the thing is, like, I have people telling me, like in my personal life and stuff, that tattoos suit me. I don't understand what that actually means. It's just like, what? Okay. Yeah, I don't know about this one. I'd love to know your guys' opinion on this one. Patchwork sleeves are nicer than full sleeves. They leave more space for different designs and creativity. I'm not fussed on this one. Like, I like obviously full sleeves and patchwork sleeves. I have both, so I can understand what this person is saying, to be honest with you, because yeah, it gives you more space and it isn't just one scenery type thing. So yeah, I can understand that. I love this one. I don't like rose tattoos. Oh, well, obviously I do, because I have like, how many do I have now? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 and I'll have a 9th one on my hand, and then I'm gonna have to make it 10 obviously, because gotta round it up. But that's like understandable. Rose tattoos aren't for everyone. It's the same with every other design, you know. They're not all for everyone. You don't have to have a set theme for your tattoos, and I completely agree with this. Like, maybe it's because I'm all over the place with mine. Like, I've got loads of random shit tattooed on me. But I agree. Some people do like to have a theme, whether it's all black and grey, or all like nature, or all floral, or, you know, certain colours, because there's like Morgan Joyce who has like black and grey and then pinky red, I think it is. Is it like that? Yes, stuff like that, like, that's understandable. It's just up to everyone's taste, but yeah, I agree with that. You don't have to have a set theme. Like, you could be covered all in black and grey and then have one colour tattoo if you want, or, you know, whatever. I feel like all name tattoos look tacky, even if it's family members. Okay, so kind of agree with this, but kind of don't. I think it depends on what situation and how it's done. I feel like if someone just has one random name on their wrist, well, not so much wrist, but just like on their arm, on a boob, just on the back or something, I feel like that's just a bit like, what? You know, I don't know, I don't, yeah, it's just personally I wouldn't do that. But I feel like if it's incorporated with another tattoo, it's all good for me. Like, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. But just a random name floating somewhere, I've never been a fan personally. But again, I mean, I don't have a very strong opinion on that. It's not like, oh my god, I hate it so much, why would you do that? I'm just like, eh, that's something I wouldn't do. This one's funny. I really don't like when people get football club tattoos. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Like, why? Question mark, question mark, question mark. I hate football. That's maybe why you hate football. Again, is it something I would get personally, a football club tattoo? No, I don't like football either. I just don't. I'm not a sporty person at all. But I do understand why people would get a football club tattoo, because, well, yeah, like, football is a lot of people's lives. Like, people go out to football matches and like they support a team from like the day they're born to the day they die. Like, it's a big part of their life, so I could imagine why someone would get a football club tattoo. Like, absolutely. It's like me getting a perfume tattoo because I just love perfume. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a hobby type thing. It's a thing that someone likes. I don't know. Oh, this one's a fun one. Romeo Lacoste, or however you spell it. tattoos fresh, look okay. Okay, yeah, I'll give him that. Yeah, they do, because it's fresh. Every tattoo looks good fresh. Well, unless it's done badly, obviously. But yeah, that's the thing, like with micro tattoos, single needle tattoos, I've always said they don't look that bad. They don't look awful. It's just the way they heal is awful, right? So yes, they're very clever, and the way artists do it is very, very clever. You know, you have to get right in there. A lot of tiny details. It does take a special talent to do something like that, and yes, when they're fresh it does look good. A year or 2 or 3 years down the line no. Oh, this is a good interesting topic that could be very well discussed down below. Tattoos depicting, I don't know how to say that word, depicting, right? Tattoos depicting nudity, in brackets naked women, should not be visible when fully clothed. I agree with that. I am a little bit prudy when it comes to nude tattoos, and like boobies, fine. I don't have a problem with booby tattoos, but you know those like really graphic vagina tattoos, like it's like you see everything. Like there's artists out there that have done very well detailed, like they're very well done. I'll give them that, but like I don't want to see someone's clam burger. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, like if you're gonna put it somewhere where you can hide it, like top of legs, back, upper arm or whatever, that's fine, I'm all for it. Do what you want with your body, but it's just not something I would do personally. I don't know, I don't know. Maybe I'm just too much of a prude, but you do you. This one has actually been said a lot to me in comments here and there. Other people have said it, etc. over the past few years, and that is mandalas are the tribal of the 2010s. As someone that has a big mandala tattoo on my back, kind of, well, does it look like a mandala? Yeah, it kind of does, because yeah, but there's like a portrait in front of it and flowers and stuff, so whatever. Anyway, I'm doing my hand thing again. I'm honestly interested to see if in the next sort of 10-20 years people start mocking people with mandala tattoos. I am interested to see that, I am. Do I think it will happen? I don't know. I don't know. It's an interesting topic. I would love to know your guys' opinions on this one as well. But I feel like there's just so many people that have mandala tattoos. That's not a bad thing. Again, I'm part of that club. I don't know, because some of the people that have mandala sleeves and stuff like that, they're so well done. It just doesn't look bad. Like sometimes, like I feel like what this person's trying to say and other people are trying to say is, you know, with like tribal tattoos from the 90s, they were always so badly done and blown out, and the black was patchy and it just didn't look good. And I feel like with a lot of mandala tattoos now, they have been done so beautifully. I just don't think it will be a bad thing in like 10-20 years. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Oh, okay, so this might get me in trouble, I don't know. I hate when people think I want to hear about tattoos they want just because I have a sleeve. Now, with my job and how covered I am, I'm not exactly completely covered, but I do have random strangers come up to me, or you know, if I'm in a store or the cashier or whatever is talking to me, and they'll say, oh, you have a lot of tattoos, blah blah blah, I have this, or I want to get this, and blah blah blah. For the most part, I don't actually mind it. I don't mind it, but it's when people come up to me and the tattoos they already have are shockingly bad, and I'm not saying just like a little bit bad, shockingly bad, and then they're just like, oh, so my friend in my shed does this, and why is the friend in the shed? I don't know. But do you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it is case by case situation for me. If someone is so enthusiastic about tattoos and they have a lot of good ones and what have you, I'm all for it, but it's just those dodgy people that have shed tattoos that ask for my opinion on whether they should get a rose done by their boy in their shed, and I'm like, oh yeah, sure, okay, whatever, you know? Okay, this one I firmly believe in. A tattoo can have absolutely no meaning, and absolutely I agree with that so hard. There's a lot of people that think otherwise, and that's fine, but yeah, sometimes you just want to get a tattoo because it's creative, or you've seen a bit of flash and it has no meaning to you, you just like the way it looks. That's fine. You can always make a meaning for it if you want, like later on or what have you. But yeah, I'm all for it. Maybe it's because I have some of those myself. I don't know. Being tattooed and having tattoos are not the same thing, and I've discussed this in a video before, and I agree. There is definitely a difference. It sounds like I'm gatekeeping. I promise you I'm not. I promise I'm not. But there is a difference between being tattooed and having tattoos. In my opinion, having tattoos is someone that just, you know, gets a few tattoos here and there. They don't really care about the artist. They just get whatever they want from whatever, right? But then there's being tattooed, which is, I'm guessing, most of us, where, you know, we research the tattoo artist, we think of really creative artistic tattoos, and, you know, like, we eat, sleep, breathe tattoos. Like, there's a bit of a difference there. I'm sure you can maybe think of a few people in your life that have just a couple of tattoos. They went to any old tattoo studio, right? Again, not gatekeeping. I'm not trying to separate us, because at the end of the day we all have tattoos, whatever, right? But yeah, I feel like there is a difference personally. Oh, this one's a good one. Realism is a waste of money and looks awful after a few years. Also, blackout sleeves suck. Got a double whammy there. So realism, when it's done good, it can last a long time. It can. But for the most part, it doesn't hold up that great. I mean, I have realism myself, so I'm not being like hateful or anything like that to realism tattoos, because I am a person with realism. But yeah, I can understand what the person's saying, honestly. A few years is probably a bit of an over-exaggeration. Like, realism would last a lot longer than a micro tattoo or a single needle tiny tattoo. Also, blackout sleeves suck. I, believe it or not, used to have this opinion too. I remember back in my Tumblr days, like 10 years ago, whenever it was, whenever Tumblr was, you know, popping. It's not popping no more, I don't think. I don't know, I haven't been on there in years. But I remember seeing people with blackout sleeves, and I used to think, what the actual fuck is that about? Like, why would you do that, right? That was my opinion back then. But the more and more I've got into the tattoo scene, I've been playing around with an earring. I'm so sorry, let's get rid of that. Well, that's gone forever. But yeah, the more and more I've researched into tattoos, made tattoo content, the more I've appreciated blackout tattoos. I kind of really like them, like solid black arms. I'm kind of into it. I really am. And especially as I'm doing my blast over sleeve now. So at the minute it probably doesn't make much sense. I've made a video about it. If you haven't seen it, I'll leave a link down below. But not most, but a lot of my arm is going to be, you know, it's going to have chunks of solid black in it. And I'm really excited to have that heaviness. I think it's just an extreme way of making a statement of saying, hey, this is my body, I can do what I want with it type thing, for a lot of people that have blackout. Other reasons are just big cover-ups. You know, we good. Things might have changed because I just changed my battery, it was flashing at me. This is like a common opinion about traditional tattoos. I've seen this opinion before, and it's traditional tattoos are not detailed enough and look childish. I can see why someone would think that, to be honest with you, but I'm gonna like totally disagree with this opinion. Like, no offense or anything, because everyone's entitled to their opinion, but I don't know, I don't see how that could, like, how they could look childish. I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's just like so much colour. It kind of looks like a colouring book or something, maybe. I don't know. I don't like the smell of the soaps, other stuff they use. I'm guessing this person is on about stuff that tattoo artists use, and I will disagree because I love the smell of tattoo studios and the soaps, and oh god, it just makes me feel like I'm at home. Honestly, I know that sounds so stupid, but I just love the smell. It just smells so clean and fresh and cozy. I don't know, I love it. Tattoos don't have to be something you love forever. I agree with this so much. So I always have people ask me, like, I want to get lyric tattoos, or, you know, a tattoo from like Harry Potter. What about when I'm like 40 or 50 and, you know, I kind of find that childish, or I don't agree with the lyrics anymore? My advice is always that thing that you get tattooed on you at one point in your life, it meant something to you years ago, so that should make it special enough, right? So yeah, you may find My Chemical Romance lyrics really cheesy and just awkward and embarrassing when you're 50, but when you're like 18, 19, 20, those lyrics meant a lot to you. So then that tattoo had like a sentimental thing for you, right? Oh, this is a good one to discuss as well, and that is people shouldn't get their whole body inked in less than a year. I agree with this. I see it so much, especially on like Instagram. Like 1 minute someone has like 5, you know, average size tattoos, and then like a year later they are covered. First of all, how are you affording this? Like, how can you afford to do this? It's crazy. When people do it when they're like 18, they, you know, cover the whole bloody body straight away. I'm just like, oh god, like looking back at how I was when I was 18 and now, I'm so glad I didn't rush into it, because yeah, I got tattooed quite a bit when I was younger, and I've ended up covering up a lot of those tattoos. That's another reason why I feel like you shouldn't rush into things, because you might end up having to rectify it when you're older. But I just feel like people, like, it's okay to get tattooed like once a month or once every 3 months or whatever, if they're like little small ones, but like rushing into it so quick, like 1 minute someone has a wrist tattoo, the next minute chest, neck, face, whole body. Oh, it scares me a bit. It does scare me. I'm just like, oh, slow down, like you have the rest of your life to cover yourself type thing. And that's why I'm taking my time with my legs. I still got a few gaps on my arm here as well, and you know, I have some bits to fill out on my back. I haven't got anything on like the front of my body, like my torso or my chest, so I've, you know, it's nice to keep it slow. You know, slow and steady wins the race. Oh, this one's funny. There's 2 different types of tattooed people. There's chavs and cool people. Is it bad that I know what she's talking about? That sounds so mean. I don't want to be judgmental, but do you know what I'm on about? Do we know what we're on about here? Like, there are people that have really cool pieces of art and cool tattoos, and then there's people that just have, you know, something tacky. I don't want to be mean, but I see what this person's saying. Ooh, I'm gonna get in trouble. Oh, this is a good one to discuss as well. Men who get really sexually explicit tattoos of women are creeps. Now, how do we feel about this? Because sometimes, in my opinion, naked tattoos, like I was saying before, like booby tattoos or whatever, they can be very tastefully done and very artistic, and you know, naked women have been art objects for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, and it can be tastefully done, 100%. I'm not saying all naked women tattoos are bad, but there are some that I have seen that are questionable, because it's very like objectifying. Like I'm saying, like there's 2 types of naked women tattoos. There's the tastefully done, artsy, and then there's the objectifying ones, and they can, I can see what this person is saying, they can be quite creepy and a bit like, okay, that's okay. I don't know. And this one has come up a few times, and that is, I don't like Sanoderm. That's fine. I know I preach on about Sanoderm, Dermalize and all that jazz because it's easier for me and stuff, but it isn't for everyone. It can be annoying, it can be kind of painful for some people. People can be allergic to it. Like, there's a lot of reasons as to why someone doesn't like Sanoderm or Dermalize or TG Derm or whatever, like those tattoo plaster things, and that's cool, that's fine. I don't think I'd want to get tattooed by an artist who doesn't have any tattoos at all. So this is a good one to discuss because, one, sometimes someone doesn't look visibly tattooed, but they are tattooed, and what I mean by that is there could be a tattoo artist out there that literally has nothing on their arms or legs, but they could have like a full torso piece or back piece, but you just can't see it because their clothes are in the way, so it's kind of like, ooh, you know. So it's a case of like, do you know that this person is not tattooed because they've said they're not tattooed, or is it just because you can't see any tattoos? So that's one section of this. But would I want to get tattooed by someone that hasn't ever been tattooed before? I don't know, because there is this thing that people say to counteract this, to put in a knife in the works, is, would you, it's kind of like getting surgery, right? So, you know, you wouldn't say that about a surgeon. You wouldn't go to a surgeon and say, hey, have you ever performed surgery on yourself? Because obviously not. So it's kind of like that. Not that tattoos are like surgery, completely different things, but I don't know. I definitely feel more comfortable being tattooed by someone that has tattoos, definitely, because they know what it's like, they know how it feels, they know what it's like to heal, they know what it's like when, you know, someone keeps wiping you down and irritating your skin and stuff, and someone that hasn't had tattoos just doesn't know what that feels like. They can, you know, be sympathetic, obviously, without a doubt, but they don't know, right? Oh, okay, this is interesting. You got hand, neck, face tattoos. The blank back huge neck piece combo makes me lol. Okay, so the whole owning your hand, neck, face thing, again, that's just something I kind of agree with, but not extreme. I just feel like someone should have, you know, a few palm size tattoos or a sleeve or whatever before they go on the hands, neck or face, right? But the last part of that, where the person said the blank back huge neck piece combo makes me lol, I kind of agree with that. Like, I have seen so many people that have just a huge neck tattoo, like the whole of their neck is covered, and then there's like no sleeve, no chest piece, no torso piece, no back piece, maybe a couple leg tattoos, and it just, to me personally, again, personal preference, just my opinion, this is what it all is, no one's attacking anyone for opinions, I just don't like it aesthetically. It just doesn't look that great to me. You know, if someone doesn't have anything else in the vicinity, it's just like one big neck piece and there's no other tattoos near it. I don't know. Again, times are changing. I'm old. Oh, this is a good one. Tattoos are too mainstream nowadays. I don't see this as a bad thing. I see this as a good thing, because now people with lots of tattoos can get tattooed and still work a job that they really love, and it's not like the end of the world. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's, personally for me, I don't see that as a bad thing. Oh, this is a good one to discuss as well. There's so many good ones here. Some popular artists take the piss with how much they charge just because they're famous. I somewhat agree with this, because yeah, sometimes, like, when people get tattooed by really good famous tattoo artists and they're like, oh yeah, that was like 10 grand, 15 grand, and I'm just like, holy mother of God, you could have got a car. Saying that, with all the money that I've spent on tattoos in my lifetime, I also could have got a car. But yeah, so there are artists out there, I'm sorry, yes, they do deserve all the money because of how talented they are, and you know, tattoos are for life, it's a piece of art. Yeah, sure, they can charge a lot, but there's a lot, and then there is, holy shit, I need to get a loan out for this tattoo. Like, it can be ridiculous, you know? And I think also why some artists do this is because, like, there's such a demand for their artwork. They're just like, well, I can charge anything, it don't matter, because I'm still gonna have people coming to me, you know? So they do take the piss because they can. Doesn't mean they should. Oh, I like this one because I've had this in my life also, and that is, people think I'm crazy for not going to local street shops. It's okay to travel a bit for an artist. Absolutely. Again, it's also okay to go to local places if your local places are good, because obviously, you know, there are good tattoo studios out there, and you know, people have to live near them, right? So there's only, in my opinion, there is literally only one good tattoo studio in my area, and there is a lot of tattoo studios in my area. It's just like, my area is full of hairdressers, estate agents, and bad tattoo studios, takeaways. Like, that's literally what my area is full of, right? And yeah, no, they're all so very questionable, and when I see people go to them in, like, on my Facebook with like my personal friends and stuff, well, friends, people I know, whatever, when I see them check in these places and I see what they get, and I'm just like, oh my God, why? In my opinion, where I live, it's not that far from London, okay? It's like a 40-minute train journey, very easy to get to. It's literally one train. Doesn't take that long. I'm always like, why wouldn't you go to a decent tattoo studio? Getting to London's cheap too, it's like 20 quid, right? Why not spend that extra 20 quid to get a decent tattoo? And then I always get questioned like, why do you always go to London for your tattoos? Why don't you do that? Why do you... Because you only have one body, right? You may as well invest in it, okay? You may as well get good tattoos, and if that means you have to travel to a decent tattoo studio, so be it. Don't question people for doing it. Also, if people don't want to travel and, you know, they want to go to a tattoo studio and get a questionable tattoo, that's up to them. I get that. But I just don't understand why people don't invest in good art and they end up with really dodgy looking tattoos. It's just, I don't know, I just don't get it. Peeling off Sanaderm is better than an orgasm. It depends. Oh, I like this one as well, and this might be controversial, I don't know. If you can't afford a good one, it's better to not do it at all because it's gonna look like shit. So I think it depends, again, case by case. Like, there are people that do shop around for the cheapest person, and you know, the cheapest person, not always, 100% not always, but they can be bad. But for like one example, let's use a unique kind of style tattoo wise, like Ismael Barbosa, right? His style is very unique and you won't find anyone else that can do something like his as well as he could. So imagine you want to get a tattoo by him, he tells you, okay, so for that piece it'll be £800. That's a lot of money, but it's worth it. But a lot of people, not a lot, but some people will not, you know, put the time and dedication into saving for that tattoo. They'll rather just take his work as inspiration and go to a cheaper tattoo artist, and they're not going to end up with the same quality, the same style, the same technique as him. You're better off just saving your money. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, this is a good one to discuss as well, and that is, don't get multiple of the same thing or object. Like, if you have a bee, don't have like other 3 bees. I think they mean don't have 3 other bee tattoos. But as someone that has almost 9 rose tattoos, I obviously disagree with this. I am that person that's like, you get whatever the hell you want tattooed on you. If you want a whole body covered in bees or roses or jack-o'-lanterns, right? Go for it. It's your body. There is no such thing as too much of the same thing, right? That's just my opinion. You know, if you're obsessive over one thing, that is totally fine in my opinion, right? I can understand why someone would think, why would you continue to get the same thing over and over again, like you're just wasting all this space with this one object. I can understand why someone would think like that, and that's, again, fine, very valid. Okay, I'm going to end it here because I feel like I have been rambling on for ages and ages and ages, and this video is going to be pretty long. So let me know if you want another part to this. There's a lot of opinions that I have here that I haven't read out and stuff. So yeah, discuss what I've said in this video down below. I'd love to know your unpopular tattoo opinions as well. Put them down below. And yeah, I hope you guys are all doing very well, and until my next video, bye.